Bum, bum, bum. Welcome to a new episode of Digital Nomad Talks. Today we will be speaking about how to not get a burnout when you're an entrepreneur, and my guest is Ines Gaston. Welcome, Ines. Thank you so much for being here.
Awesome. Thank you for having me. So excited to be here.
So in Digital Nomad Talks, I will take you on the journey of the nomads. We will be discussing practical advice, some life hacks, and basically how to be successful in your digital nomad journey. If you're a digital nomad and watching right now and you have a ton of questions popping up, just put them below. If you're a nomad and you're based in Bali and you really want to join the show and talk about something that you are interested in or that you know a lot about, just go to digitalnomadsdaily.com and we can get in touch with you. Don't forget to subscribe to this awesome YouTube channel. Let's start the show.
My name is Ines Gaston. I am a clinical psychologist. Don't freak out, I'm not going to read your mind. But what I do and why I'm here is I coach entrepreneurs and creatives in mindset and how they can grow a sustainable business without burning out. My journey started in 2014 when I came down with a burnout myself. I was working a corporate job for about 9 years. I worked in big international firms as an HR business partner. So I was doing change management, a lot of stress, lots of hustle, had tons of fun, had a great lifestyle, but it was too much. And then I started traveling ever since. My first year was really intensive backpacking around Latin America for a year. Highly recommend that continent. It's an amazing place to be. And what I do now is basically running an online business and helping the brave and unconventional to build their empires, and supporting them in really training that mindset that will get them there. I make money by supporting people and by selling a 12-week program for specifically entrepreneurs, and entrepreneurs on the roads are my favorite because that's a group that I really connect well with because I'm on the same journey in a way.
And it's a location independent thing. So yes. Well, of course the time zones must be a bit challenging, but
fun.
All right, it's really hot today.
As a first step is to make people aware. Awareness is the seeds for transformation.
Is there like maybe a small exercise or something that you can sort of like trigger that awareness?
I think the most important thing for awareness to become part of your day-to-day routine or day-to-day life is to sit with yourself and ask yourself questions. Ask yourself, do I have a clear view on where I'm going? Am I happy where I am at right now? Do I know what next step I need to take? What do I need to do more of? What can I, what do I want to do less of? And what do I want to give up in general? So, to answer that question, it really just takes me to the program that I've developed. So as I said, I've gone through a burnout myself. 2 years I have taken for myself to really understand, what is a burnout? How did I get here? How did I get out of it? And how can I protect myself from that happening again? And what I come up with are 6 fundamentals that I'm going to share with you, beautiful people. And these are basically 6 steps that you could do to protect yourself. And the first one is self. Everything that we do or don't do has to be consistent with how we look at ourselves. And self-image is really the sets of beliefs and the standards that you have for yourself that will determine and influence your behavior. Number 2 is the brain. I work a lot with the brain. I think it's the most beautiful thing about humans and the most sexy thing, honestly, about humans is the brain. Num, num, num,
Not
num.
the abs, the brain.
The brain. Oh, screw the abs. The brain is forever. And what I do is basically I teach dynamics of the brain and how can you have your brain work for you. Because what I have discovered is that we were raised to believe that our brain controls our behavior, but it's actually the other way around. So that's a whole different mind game. And I give people tips and tricks so they can have that brain work for them in order to, create that dream reality. The third one is emotions. I know that we're all very scared of them, especially the bad ones, but emotions are actually the most honest thing that you can have as a human. We untangle these emotions, and they actually, if you know how to reason with them, you can actually find a lot of solutions. And then the fourth step is awareness, as we touched upon already, so I'm gonna let that one fly. And then the fifth and the sixth step is very important but often forgotten, and that is community and consistency. In order to have that feel-good base, you need to surround yourself with people that give you energy. And a lot of the time, we surround ourselves, and we're not aware of it, by people that take our energy.
Yeah.
So I always challenge, and I'm going to challenge you, beautiful people, is who are the 5 people you spend most time with, and are they really facilitating your dream? And then consistency is the final step. Doing something every day will get you there. So by getting really clear on your goals and having a focus, by training the awareness, as we spoke on before, you will get there. People really get stuck on the how, but I'm gonna share a brain hack. Okay. So you know that we're trained and we have like struggles and challenges, and then the first thing that we automatically think or speak of is, okay, how do I fix this? How do I get out of it? How do I make it happen, etc., etc. And this usually leads to just hitting a wall, and then we feel frustrated, and then we are very vulnerable, and then usually we give up. What I say is that don't worry about the how, question the what and the why. For example, when people say, how do I do something, or how do I get there? I rephrase it and say, okay, what do you think that you need to do or don't do in order to get there? And by really addressing the what, you make it very much more specific. By making it more specific, you actually come up with amazing solutions. Yeah. Because you train your brain to look in different compartments. When you really want to protect yourself from burnout, it's very important that you become aware of the habits that you have, the thoughts that you have, and the things that you do or don't do enough, having a clear perspective. Okay. And also, because of that, make room for celebrations and for, taking a breath, because you're in this beautiful country. One of the things that I've learned is that I was so an automated pilot. And especially now when you travel and you're very passionate about your business, you want to work all the time because you want to get it out there. Yeah. And if you really don't build in this consistent way of sitting with yourself and really touching base with yourself and being mindful about that, you risk of just running after the carrot again in a more pretty environment and a more free lifestyle, but you have not yet changed those habits that have gotten you into maybe a difficult place in the first place. So it's very important to become aware of that. I really want to share with your community is be self-compassionate. Really train that muscle of being nice to yourself.
And when you speak about the muscle, you speak about the brain, right?
Self-compassion is a very strong, often forgotten thing. Because you need to know, as human beings, you are never finished. You will never be perfect, and you don't want to be perfect because perfect is boring. What you want to do is go explore and learn and play. That is the thing that you need to focus on, and self-compassion, being nice to yourself, is actually facilitating that.
Yeah, it's a good point. I have that like right now, because it's like I have to do this, I have to do that, and then there's no playtime in my life. The assignment I got was Nina, find playtime. So that's what I'm doing like very actively right now. But I want to invite you guys as well, like understand what is your playtime. Drop your playtime below so we can also share in the whole Nomad community.
See it as, when you have these racing cars, once in a while, they need to do a pit stop. Yeah, that's your playtime.
That's a good example.
Like that's an activity or a thing that recharges you, that nourishes your soul. Yeah, how to make a coach feel uncomfortable. Okay, what's my greatest failure? Not making decisions based on my heart's calling. I was living the right life. I had a career, I had this amazing lifestyle, but nothing really felt real. Don't give a rat's ass about what is conventional or not. Just follow your gut feeling. That is what I've learned.
That's good advice, yeah.
The first thing that pops up is we're always on holiday. Especially when people back home, they only see your Instagram, and of course you want to make it pretty because it's also your commercial tool in a way, you know. You want to make it very neat and tidy, but trust me, we are not all the time on holiday. As a matter of fact, sometimes I'm concerned because being surrounded with a lot of digital nomads, myself being a digital nomad, is I see a lot of them, not all of them, but I see a lot of them hiding behind their computer and afraid of really giving into and leaning into the more relaxed way of life. You know, you don't have to work all the time. You can allow yourself to just sit on the beach for 2 days and do nothing. Bum, bum, bum.
Okay, so bring it on.
Okay, are you ready? I don't think she's gonna be ready.
Nervous.
Are you ready? Okay, see, now you know what it feels like. Okay, so my $1 million question is, what are you doing to train your mindset for the better?
I have like this annual thing that I always ask myself, am I happy? I don't know why, but I keep doing it in February. So February is sort of like my reflection month, and it's really about like my fundamentals. It's like travel, home base, community, friendships, money is always a big question for me, and that's what I do. I journal almost every day. It's getting a little bit more tough right now with Digital Nomads Daily. And then I think to add to that is that I was always a little bit skeptical about like talking with a psychologist or getting a life coach. I'm really excited for your program actually, because I'm someone that's gonna burn out for sure. I already did it once, or it happened to me once, and I'm super overwhelmed with everything, but at least I feel more confident now about my whole situation because I created community, psychologists, life coach, mentors to really help me, and also me trying to help other people. And that's basically how I do it now. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you learned a lot. I'm gonna put all the links below, and also the link to Ines' program if you're interested. To have a call with her, to ask some questions. She will be online.
I am.
Don't forget to go to digitalnomadsdaily.com for more stories, more episodes. We also host meetups, and we're really excited to take Digital Nomads Daily to all the other Nomad hubs. See you next week, Tuesday, and have a good day.
Bye.
Wherever you are.